What's up, everybody? So this morning I've been thinking a lot about what exactly a person should be willing to defend in their life. Um, I guess it stems from a comment that I got yesterday from somebody that said, they said, to what extent would you go to defend your family? And my reply was, to any extent. There's really nothing that I wouldn't do to protect my family. And this led me into this about a day of thinking about not just what would you do physically to defend your family. What would you do to defend your honor or your family's honor? For example, you hear someone talking bad about your brother or your mother or your friend of yours, and you pipe in and clear the air by saying, hey, that's not true. So and so is this and this. And often that gets mistaken for defensiveness. A lot of people are mistaken as being defensive when they're really outspoken and opinionated. I guess opinionated and stubborn are two different things, just like defensiveness and opinions are two different things. Each one of us has a different extent which we're going we're willing to go to defend our point of view. I've had discussions with people where I've been mistaken for being defensive or angry. I've been accused of being angry or huffy many times, but it's not the case. It's because the way that words are conveyed, words have a lot of impact. They're like swords. So you've got you can say something that sounds like you're screaming. That's another point. I've had discussions with people on the level that I'm speaking right now and been told to quit yelling. That's a really good point too, because I'm sure in the situations where I'm even talking a little bit louder, say like this, and we're having a discussion, they say, stop yelling. It's like, I'm not yelling, I'm just talking. But the words can appear to scream themselves if they hit you in a certain way. It's just like if someone makes a comment towards you and it's not intended to be hurtful, but it is, that word carries a lot of weight, that sentence, and you may not even know it. So, but this isn't about words. I'm thinking about defending one's honor and demanding respect. And I've been through a lot of different ways of thinking in my life. Passive-aggressive could be described many ways. Let's say a person could be passive-aggressive in their statement. They're obviously being aggressive, but they're putting it in a pacifist sense, so they appear to be it's bullshit is what it is, I guess. So you also have the person who is straightforward with their emotions, that they tell you how it is, or they feel how it is. That's the kind of person I try to be. That there are times when I say, when I feel like being peaceful, when I feel like everyone should be tolerant, and there are other times when I feel like people need to pipe up and speak their minds and say what they mean. And I really have I have a very low level of patience for people who beat around the bush and don't get to the point, or people who try to disguise things as something else, people who try to bullshit. It's very transparent to me, but it's the world we live in. We have to deal with those people all the time. As far as demanding respect, that's kind of where I wanted to go with this. If a person expects to be respected, other people often accuse them of being egotistical. Because some people are egotistical and they take it too far. They demand respect, meaning that you can't disagree with them on any point because everything they believe is true or everything they think is the way it is. But there are others who are willing to have rational discussions and bend their will a little bit, say, maybe this is true, maybe this is possible. But some folks demand respect. They don't understand that there's a level of respect. You're demanding respect for you. and it's not a matter of demanding respect for your opinions. If you have opinions, that's fine and dandy, but if someone attacks, let's say, what you believe, whether it's a political or a religious belief, and you take it personal, that's when it becomes a problem, because then you're taking the battle personal. You're taking a person's opinion towards a subject as if it's an opinion towards you. Because it's easy to see if a person doesn't believe in something and you do, then when they vocalize that, well, I don't believe this, then it's going to make the other person feel like, well, shoot, this person's going to look down on me because they don't believe this and I do. And that's a major point there. I hope I'm wording this right, but, it's not the attack on the idea that the person takes personal. It's the attack on them believing that idea. Because if the other person with them, and this kind of goes to the Jesus Christ thing, which I've had this discussion with Christians, that a Christian and a non-Christian are hanging out, and the non-Christian is very content with what he believes, but he has this feeling that the Christian looks down on him or feels sorry for him, one or the other, because he's either going to hell or he hasn't been forgiven or one of those things. Well, this can go into the political arena too. Two different people have different political views, and that this conservative just thinks you're a libtard or one of those other labels that people give one another. It's just more division. But what I'm getting at is demanding respect doesn't mean you have to have everyone agree with you. I demand respect in the sense that when people come attacking me in life without having any real reason for it, I have the right to defend myself, any means necessary. And I choose to ignore a lot of it, and some of it I speak up on, but I'm not just talking about YouTube by any means. I mean, this is like everywhere we go in life we deal with these things. YouTube might be more prominent for those who make videos. When you stick your neck out like I do and make as many videos as I have and speak about as many different subjects and basically pour out your true feelings to the world, you're bound to get attacked. And whenever a person attacks what I think or one of my ideas that I have no problem with that, and that's what makes life interesting, is to be able to confront your own thoughts and your own ideas without taking it personal. It's when a person starts attacking you directly that you have the right to do whatever is necessary to defend your person. You don't have to, but after thinking about it, and this is why I'm making this video, because after thinking about it for a while, I've chosen to ignore a lot of nonsense in my life. A lot of people I've met in life that just aren't worth dealing with, or old friends who, maybe have wronged me. But I'm starting to see that confronting issues, this is something I'm the guy who honks the horn if somebody's not obeying, if somebody cuts me off or something. I don't just sit back. I make it known that I almost hit this person or this person almost hit me, and I don't get mad about it, but I let people know when they do something I think is stupid, and I think that that's really a key that all of us need to do. Because when you see somebody next to you doing something stupid that is harmful to yourself or to others, or could be harmful, it is our duty to speak up against that. Because you can look back at history and see how many people didn't speak up when their governments were, putting them in concentration camps. How many people didn't speak up when they were being hunted down and killed because of their belief systems, or put into slavery because of the color of their skin. Not all people had the chance to fight back. But by demanding respect for every human, it makes it a lot harder for people to take advantage. To never see humans as lesser. A human should never be judged obviously by the color of their skin or their affiliation with a religion or political belief. They should be judged by their actions and their values. And that's really it. I mean, not a lot of things are black and white in this world. But one thing that is to me is that people should be judged by their actions, their values, and what kind of a person they are. And nothing else. Not their bloodlines, not who their father were, or their mother was, or what lineage of ancestors they had, or how tall they are, how short they are, whether they're male or female. A person should be judged on their value. And so by demanding respect as individuals, what I'm saying is reaching out to say, each one of you, people out there, when you get somebody wronging you and attacking you as an individual or belittling you as a person, you do have the right to speak up. You do have the right to defend yourself without seeming like a defensive person. And don't allow people to put words or labels on you defending your own character, because we live with ourselves, and only we know ourselves, and only we know to what level we can defend our own points of view. So it's really an individual kind of thing. But for me, I have no problem speaking up when somebody's being an idiot, and I have no problem defending myself without seeming seeming egotistical to myself. Although it may appear that way to others, that's really irrelevant to me. But it is relevant in the sense that, nobody wants to appear to be a certain way when they're not. But those who are on the personal quest know that it's very difficult to fit into a world where people are all so stuck into these little groups that when you're separated from those groups, when you become a true individual and just seek from within, you're going to get a lot of flack for that, because it's easier for people to team up on an individual who doesn't have a belief system, let's say, than because you can't. There's nobody there to back you up if you have your own belief system. You are your own belief system, and I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about everything. The way that you live life, the way you approach your daily life, what you do when you wake up, the kind of things you do to people, the things you say to people, how you talk about people behind their backs, and what you truly intend is really the ultimate root of it all. What are your intentions? And I think if you have good intentions, you're doing okay. So I better just end it now, but hope you're all doing well. Have a great day.